Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another edition of Call of Duty is Perfect, and you guys all need to stop complaining so much. This game is flawless. Here we see Truth Dog go to throw a Semtex and a freaking airplane appears on the map. The Semtex gets stuck to it and kills our hero right in the center of Babylon. Like, how does this stuff even happen? I'm genuinely curious as to how a plane would spawn in the dead center of the map like that. And what's worse is dude was just a pubes hair away from getting his helicopter. Man, Black Ops 6 is good, isn't it? It's so much fun all the time. And if we really slow things down here, you can see his buddy called in a dreadnought. So I think what happened is the game spawned the dreadnought in the center of the map for a second for some reason before teleporting it to the sky and putting the player inside. But either way, that was absolutely hilarious, and it just goes to show what a well-oiled machine the Black Ops 6 multiplayer is. Now, speaking of Black Ops 6, a brand new event went live today called the Shadow Hunt, which is actually pretty funny considering the Terminator event is also happening right now. So Activision must be really desperate to try to bring players back to the game. Think about this for a second, man. We just had an extended double XP weekend thanks to PlayStation going down. That wasn't really COD's fault, that was PlayStation's fault, but we just had the extended double XP weekend. We have the Terminator event. Today they added the Shadow Hunt event. They're teasing the Ninja Turtles event with a new trailer, and we're getting another double XP event again starting tomorrow on top of everything else. If this was a non-skill based matchmaking era game, this would be freaking insane, man. Fans would absolutely be eating this up. I mean, 3 events, double XP, a new score streak, the return of the FAL, sign me right up. But the problem is, nobody really seems to care about any of this. The reason why Activision is doing all of this is because of the dwindling player count. They will literally do anything besides fix the core problems with the game. I mean, they rushed out the Tomb Zombies map for Season 2, even though it was not ready whatsoever. Their overlapping events, double XP, which never really feels like double XP, has essentially been turned on for an entire month now, and I think it's pretty clear what's going through the minds of the higher-ups at Activision and Microsoft right now. For the people who've stuck to Black Ops 6 throughout the entirety of the game's lifecycle, I'm sure they are enjoying all the free content, but I don't think this stuff here is anywhere near enough to bring the players back who have decided to leave the game, because while free content and events are fun, they're also incredibly grindy, as I found with this match right here today, because believe it or not, I booted up Black Ops 6 for the first time in over 2 weeks, and I jumped into the 10v10 mosh pit to see what the events were going to be like, and the results were really freaking confusing. We've talked about in the past how Call of Duty likes to run these tests, essentially, within certain game modes where they tweak up the matchmaking and test out different things. We're essentially just guinea pigs. We're lab rats for Activision as they try to optimize all of our matchmaking. They'll do anything besides just make the game feel organic. They just keep tweaking and changing things all the freaking time, and something about 10v10 and the higher player count game modes has always seemed to feel better to me than traditional 6v6. This might be because if you have way more people in the lobby than normal, it's a bit more difficult for the matchmaking algorithm to screw you over, but this might also be a case of the game literally just throwing me a bone because I haven't played lately, which really makes a ton of sense if you think about it. When I signed in, they realized that my account has not played a match in over 2 weeks, so why not make my first few matches really easy to try to get me back into playing the Black Ops 6 multiplayer. We're kind of getting into tinfoil hat territory with that, but either way, I go 40-6 in my first game on in 2 weeks, and I only got 3 of those skulls or whatever you need for the Terminator event, and I think you need something like over 200 to unlock everything, so that just seems incredibly grindy. The Shadow Hunt event makes a lot more sense. It's streamlined challenges like getting XP, getting kills with suppressors, winning matches, and things like that. I don't know why they think it's fun to have events where players seemingly randomly drop items on the map for you to collect. It's just tedious. It makes you feel like you're not in control of your progress whatsoever, which ultimately makes the event just feel like an afterthought. But despite all of this, after the match, I backed out to check my progress, and I see that for some reason, the Battle Pass is completely bugged out. Like, it will not let me open it, man. Like, it just completely busted. And how does this even happen? Because we've always joked that despite all of the issues within the Call of Duty franchise, the shop always works, right? The shop's always pristine. You can always buy stuff. I mean, the game's broken completely, but you can still buy stuff. Well, now the Battle Pass for a lot of people is broken. I searched online to see if other people were having the same issue, and it's affecting a ton of players. And while reading through some of those posts, I stumbled upon this from a user named Explore Learn, and I think they did a really great job articulating the problems that the community have with the game right now. So the post is titled, "I find this mind-boggling. I am really confused. How can the game be even buggier after 2 seasons? After the Season 2 update, all of my settings got reset. The Battle Pass is not working, and I saw other people pointing this out as well, and challenges are still being tracked improperly. Looking at you, random elements. Daily challenges are often bugged, especially those that require a kill after using a tactical. The events are mediocre at best, and matchmaking is still extremely frustrating. frustrating. After 2 to 3 games, I move to zombies, and the maps in multiplayer all play the same. It's all just a clusterfest. I think he meant to say clusterfuck because that's exactly what the Black Ops 6 launch multiplayer maps are. I skipped the last few CODs, but I am surprised how this one still feels like a beta. I'm starting to think about giving Modern Warfare 3 a chance. I don't know what to expect from this game, and it feels like we are all paying for a beta and hoping that this game will be solid 1 year in. I don't know, and I don't know either, Explorer. I really don't know how in the world the game can possibly be in the place that it is right now. It's not like Call of Duty is new. The series has been running technically for over 20 years now. They've made yearly titles ever since 2007, and to be quite honest, that fact is really starting to give me a crisis, because Call of Duty 4, the game I started the franchise with, is turning 18 years old this year. And what's even crazier about that is we're almost at the point where the time between the launch of Call of Duty 4 and the launch of Modern Warfare Remastered will be the same amount of time between the remaster and right now. Modern Warfare Remastered, if you guys don't know, will be turning 9 this year, and I know a lot of you found my channel back during that game, but holy shit, time is flying by ridiculously fast. But to get back to the topic at hand, they make these games every single year. They have thousands and thousands of employees. They have the backing of Activision and Microsoft, which essentially means they have infinite money and resources, yet we face these same problems each and every time. Some games are better than others, but a lot of the issues remain year over year. I think that's ultimately the biggest problem with Black Ops 6, whether it's the terrible servers, the matchmaking algorithm that makes everything feel artificial, the anti-cheat that shadow bans legitimate players while doing nothing to all the people who are cheating and exploiting the game. That's always a fun one each and every year. We then have the hand the AI has in making and automating everything. Like, all this stuff combined has burnt out the Call of Duty player base. We talked about the idea of Black Ops 6 being the worst Call of Duty ever the other day, and I don't think the game is all that bad from a design perspective. Like, the core gunplay and the movement are pretty good. Leveling up feels good, prestiging is good, but the maps are atrocious. Let's not forget about that. The launch maps, while they have gotten better as we've gotten used to them, they're still terrible when compared to previous Call of Duty titles. Like, the launch day maps are freaking bad. The DLC maps are making things a little bit better, but overall, I just feel like there were worse games that came out other than Black Ops 6. I think the biggest problem with the game is after years of dealing with all the bullshit from Activision, fans have finally all decided that enough is enough. They are burnt out, and a lot of them ended up walking away. Some come back and play every now and then, but the numbers don't lie. The player count in Black Ops 6 and Warzone is horrendous, and it's only going to get worse with the added competition from GTA 6 as well as the new Battlefield game. My first match of Black Ops 6 in over 2 weeks, and I magically go 40-6, and I'm just like, whatever, and I signed out. I got my footage for the video, and the match didn't even feel rewarding because I know that in the background something was off with the matchmaking. Like, you guys have been watching this footage right here, like, you can tell, like, these are not just like the normal people you go up against, right? The game kind of just fed me this match, and I know that it fed me this match, therefore it does not feel rewarding. You know you really messed up as a company when people aren't even happy about doing well in your video game. The matchmaking system has destroyed any sense of accomplishment that fans get from playing the multiplayer, and I've said it time and time again, but this whole system needs to die in a fire because it fundamentally ruins the entire Call of Duty experience, not only for myself, but for millions of people around the world. And what will Activision do about all that? Well, here's some more events. Ninja Turtles are coming. Buy our Black Cell Battle Passes. More bundles are coming to the shop. Like, that's what they're doing right now, and it's actually freaking mind-blowing. Like, when will Activision finally wake up? Ladies and gentlemen, I suppose that's a question we are just going to have to keep asking ourselves. But guys, I'm going to wrap up this video here today. What do you guys think about Activision pumping out all of these events at the same time in order to save face? And do you think it will be enough to bring players back to the game? Let me know your thoughts and feedback on that down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening and all your continued support of my channel, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.